Hey there guys, welcome to YGZ Taiwan. Well, today I have another interview for you with a very special YouTuber. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one. I know that I certainly enjoyed putting this one together, so let's get straight to it, shall we? In the last few months, I have recently come across an amazing channel on YouTube called Stan from Poland, 斯坦说中文. I don't know why I never came across this channel previously, because it's been online for 2 years and has amassed quite a following. Stan is a former Taiwan expat who spent a long time studying, living and working in Taiwan. On his channel, Stan eloquently and passionately talks about the politics of Taiwan and China and the cultural differences of the two countries, and best of all, he does it all using the Chinese language. It is very impressive how he speaks Chinese so effortlessly. Stan is a staunch supporter of Taiwanese independence and is a loud and absolutely necessary voice of reason in a world that refuses to stand up to China and its continuous threats to Taiwan. This is a guy who truly loves Taiwan, and I can't wait to hear how Stan will answer the questions I've prepared for him.
各位朋友们，大家好，安安打开贺，我是苏探。Hi everyone, this is Stan. Hope you're all having a great day. Thank you, Louis, so much for having me here. Okay, let's go with those questions. Well, I spent almost 9 years in Taiwan, and these were probably the most memorable years of my life. Of course, because I met my wife there, that time girlfriend. And Taiwan is a country where I met the best friends I ever had, both Taiwanese and foreign. And in regards to why did I choose to stay in Taiwan, well, after graduation, we got married and I found a job, so it was a pretty obvious decision not to leave this beautiful country. And plus, I was just fascinated with overall Taiwan experience, with the people, with the beautiful culture, and me and my wife also wanted to explore the country more. You know, my wife is from Taipei and she wasn't traveling around Taiwan much that time. Well, I used to live in Taipei. Most of my time I actually spent in Taipei, and then I found a job in central Taiwan, so we moved there. You know, Jiayi, Yunlin, Zhanghua, that area, that region. And honestly, I do love central and southern Taiwan much more than I do northern Taiwan. Firstly, I just love the scenery. I just love the mountains of central Taiwan. You know, that Alishan, Xitou, Awanda, this area, Shanlinxi, those places. Plus, in central Taiwan, especially in the mountainous areas, you are more exposed to indigenous people's culture. It's also a little bit less humid than in the north, and the winters are not as cold as in Taipei. Even though Taipei and North Taiwan has a lot to offer also. Yeah, I have a couple. One of these is Alishan, as I said before, you know, especially in the morning, early in the morning when the sun is just rising and there are some clouds and you see those cypress trees above the clouds and the sun is slowly going up. Oh my God, it's the best scenery you're gonna ever see in your life. The second one is Awanda. There is a huge water reservoir there that looks like a big mountainous lake. And if you drive a little bit further up to the mountains, especially in around January, February period, you can find beautiful red and yellow maple trees there. I also remember the road leading there. It was a pretty narrow mountainous road, but at the same very beautiful. And for me, the biggest advantage of Awanda was there were not many people there. So sometimes, especially in summer when it was too hot in central Taiwan, we just took our car and drove all the way up to Awanda. It was around 2 to 2.5 hour drive, and me and my wife would just spend beautiful weekends there. Very few people, nice scenery, great weather. It's much cooler in the mountains than in the cities. And you can also hike there all day long, so I really like that place. There are many places in Taiwan I like. I also like southern Taiwan much, like Kenting, that area, or eastern Taiwan. If you go to Tarako or to Hualien, to these areas, they're also magnificent. But the places I'm most familiar with are Awanta and Alishan, those mountainous areas. Well, that's the question many people are asking me, many Taiwanese people are asking me. Well, what I like about Taiwan a lot is that you can find food from all around the world there. You know, you can have great Japanese food, great Thai food, great Vietnamese. Well, if you ask me about my favorite local Taiwanese dishes, I really do like Jiayi turkey rice. It's great. Then it's beef noodles. For sure, Taiwanese beef noodles are the best. And then it's also probably sesame oil chicken soup. That's very healthy and very good during winter. Yeah, I've been to China many times, and most of those times were related to me business traveling, attending exhibitions, visiting clients, visiting factories in China. And it's also important to mention, because that's one of the things I'm always talking about in my live streams. We should always separate Chinese people from their government, from their totalitarian, oppressive CCP government. Because the people in China are very nice. Most of them are very nice. When I've been traveling there, I didn't have any problems. I only had some unpleasant encounters at the airport, because they've been asking, why am I traveling to China? Why do I stay in Taiwan? Why am I coming from Taiwan? They've been taking me to the small room and asking questions. And it happened to me pretty often. But my encounters with the ordinary Chinese people, with the people working at the factories, or with just ordinary folks on the streets, pretty pleasant. Very nice people. Well, I've been to many places in China. I've been to Beijing, Shanghai, of course, then Suzhou and Hangzhou. Then I've been to Shenzhen, then Guangzhou, and also Hainan. Been both to Sanya and Haikou. What did I see? It's a very broad question. Well, I saw many different things. Some things fascinated me, some things terrified me, and well, it's a big country with very complicated society. Still a very interesting country to study and to learn something new about. But to sum it all up, I saw many people really working hard to make their lives better. And I also saw some folks that were not so nice and have been using those hardworking people. Especially at those factories, people working at more higher managerial positions, or the people that are related to the Communist Party. Is Taiwan a part of China? Of course it's not. And it also has never been a part of China. If you look at the international agreements like the Treaty of Taipei or the San Francisco Peace Treaty, Japan renounced its rights, but not in favor of China. So Taiwan is its own country with its own government, with its own currency, with its own army, with its own border patrol, with its own customs, with its own legal system, with everything that is distinct from China, from the People's Republic of China. And also don't forget that the communists, that the CCP, that the People's Republic of China, they didn't rule over Taiwan not for a single day. And they have no right to claim Taiwan. All of the successes that the Taiwanese reached up until now, they were only due to the hard working Taiwanese people. That's all. China has nothing to do with the success of Taiwan. And I hope that soon Taiwan will be officially recognized by the world powers. Because right now what we see, the whole situation with the United Nations not allowing Taiwan in, the World Health Organization not allowing Taiwan in, is just hypocritical and even evil. To see those international organizations or governments like standing on their knees when they see China. That whole situation is really not fair towards Taiwan and the Taiwanese people. Well, I speak 4 languages pretty good. That's Mandarin, that's English, that's Polish, and that's Russian. I also speak a little bit of German, but just, like communicative level, so that I can order food, I can rent a car, I can go to a hotel and just find myself a room. And I also used to learn Japanese, then forgot almost everything, and right now I'm trying to revive it. But yeah, to a certain extent, probably like A1, A2 level. Or if we look at the JLPT levels, that's going to be like N4. I'm also learning Taiwanese, but it's very frustrating and a very hard language to learn. But yeah, I do like languages. That's one of my biggest hobbies. Well, with Mandarin, like one of the hardest things in that language is that you have to memorize as many things, especially characters. And the way people talk, pronunciation is also not easy to grasp upon. On the other hand, grammar is very easy. If you compare English grammar to Mandarin grammar, well, Mandarin is very easy to learn. But just as with any foreign language, you have to spend time with it. And with Mandarin, you have to spend a lot of time with it. Any tips on learning? Well, first you have to have a goal. Why do you learn that language? Right? You have to have a target in front of yourself. What do you want to achieve? Do you want to just travel to a country, or you want to do business with that country, or you're just interested in culture, or like with Japanese, some people learn it to watch anime and manga. These are all different goals and they all require a different level of command in that language. But you should not learn the language only in a single purpose of learning the language. So, because once you start encountering problems with that language, you will probably just lose all of your motivation. For me, that's one of the most important things. You have to have a goal, a target. And then the second one, which is the most important here, it's immersion. And when I'm talking to immersion, I'm talking about like total immersion. You should surround yourself with the language. The best way would be just to travel to the country and spend the time with local people while avoiding using your mother tongue like at all. This is the best way to progress. But right now, during the times of global pandemic, it's pretty hard to travel. But we have internet and we can do a lot of things by ourselves, right? Because learning a language, it's like 80% it's input. So start with your surroundings. If you're learning English, watch some English TV shows, watch some news in English, listen to radio in English, right? Then just change your phone's interface into English or to whatever language you're learning. Then computer interface, you can do that easily right now, right? And yeah, at the beginning it will be frustrating and hard to get used to that. But with time you will see that you are more and more getting acquainted with the language and how the people are talking to each other. And it will be a more efficient way to learn the language than just memorizing some grammar rules. Then talking to people is also very important. You can find some language exchange. And if you want to have more like a proper language training, you can also have some online classes, even with native speakers. So right now I think learning a foreign language is easier than it has ever been. But sum it all up, you should have a goal and you should immerse yourself in the language. Yes, for sure. I've been planning to come to Taiwan since before the pandemic started, right? My original plan was to go early 2020, but then, the borders were closed and mass lockdowns followed. So yeah, once the pandemic is over, we will surely go to Taiwan. So right now we're just waiting till the life will be back to normal, more or less. And yeah, we'll go firstly for, a couple of months, and then maybe for a longer period of time. It depends. But yeah, Taiwan is also my home. I have family members there. I have my best friends there. And it's very sad that I spent such a long time without Taiwan. Well, my message to the Taiwanese people is be yourself, 做自己, and keep up with the great work you're doing. Taiwan is a very beautiful and a free country with rich and diverse culture, with very welcoming people. And I only hope that Taiwan can keep on prospering. Still, there is one thing that the Taiwanese people should be careful with, is that big and nasty neighbor on the other side of the Taiwan Strait. Because the unrestricted warfare campaign that they are right now launching against Taiwan is unprecedented. But I think that at least for now, Taiwan is doing a very great job at countering it. So yeah, my message to the Taiwanese people, just be yourself. 做自己. And yeah guys, don't forget to subscribe to YGZ Taiwan channel. He is a great content creator with some first-hand experiences. Thank you Luis for having me, and thank you everyone for watching. This is Stan, I see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Some amazing answers there from Stan, and I really appreciate him taking the time to come on here and answer those really important questions. So I'd just like to say thank you Stan, and you are always welcome to come back onto this channel anytime you want. Now guys, I strongly recommend going onto Stan's channel, checking it out, subscribing, leave him a message, let him know how much you appreciate him standing up for Taiwan. He's really doing a fantastic job. So anyway, that's it for another video. I'm really enjoying doing these interview videos with different people from all around the world and them giving their opinions on Taiwan. I think it's just really interesting and really important just to hear these different people's ideas about the whole situation between Taiwan and China. So anyway guys, that's another video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye for now.